G'day everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is just a really quick video, but I just want to put this out there for everyone because I've ordered some resistor kits. I did some tests on some of them in a previous video, and some of them were in tolerance, some of them were a little bit out of tolerance, but for what they are, they're fine. And they are metal film and these are carbon film, everything was in, within reason. The inductance values, I've been playing around measuring them. Inductance wise, they measure out okay. Tolerance wise, I don't have a problem with them, but I do have a problem with this. I've done tests, but I'm just grabbing a tray that's got some random resistors in it. You know what might be better than that? I'll grab some 1 watt resistors first. So these are actual 1 watt resistors. Right? This is actually 1 watt. And the dimensions for a 1 watt resistor, it's supposed to be, I think it's 11 or 12 millimeters by 4.3 mil. Now I know they do vary in size. Different manufacturers have, thicker or thinner formers and the outside coating and stuff like that and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, sorry about the dodgy ass ruler, but you can see that that is at least 10 millimeters, 11 millimeters long. And it's very hard to hold it. It's about 4.3 millimeters wide. Right. Incidentally, that's from JCar and it's a genuine resistor. It's not one of these AliExpress resistors. Now, the keen-eyed amongst you might have already spotted the problem here. One watt. So I thought, okay, here's the thing, right? Usually resistors this size are 1/4 watt. These particular ones I've got, these are 1/2 watt metal film. I'll just show you something. See these resistors here? I'm just trying to get up underneath the handle because it says 1/4 watt, 1% metal film. They're the exact same size, but they're 1/4 watt. And I've tested this. If you put a 1/4 watt of electricity through them, power should I say, they get hot. If you try to put 1/2 watt through them, they get hot to the point that the paint's going to burn off and, it's going to start breaking the resistor down. So anyway, and these ones, if you put 1/2 watt through them, they don't do that. They take it. They're actually 1/2 watt. So yes, resistors do have different sizes, but that's not what's going on here. So with these ones, these are 2 watt metal film at 1.25 watts. By my standards, they're too hot. So in reality, my standards are always above everyone else's. They're a 1.5 watt resistor. So these 2 watt resistors are 1.5 watts. And these 1 watt resistors, these are 3/4 watt resistors. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're like 1/2 watt, but the big size ones, but I don't think they make them anymore. I think that's really, really old. So I'd say, yeah, these are 3/4 watt. And from how hot they get when I put current through them, again, same thing. They feel like, 3/4 watt, they feel okay, but as soon as you go just a smidge above that, they start getting, blistering hot, like the paint's about to start burning and you can smell it. And yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. If you buy these, the 1 watt carbon film, they're 3/4 watt. If you buy the 2 watt metal film, they're 1.5 watt. 1.25 watt I'd say, but I don't know if that actually exists in this form factor and range, so maybe it is 1.5, but they're certainly not 2 watts. You couldn't put 2 watts through them without destroying them. And the other thing with that too is, even if the resistor doesn't break down, straight away, it's going to be that bloody hot. The resistance is going to be way off of what it should be, so it's going to ruin your circuit in that aspect too. If you're looking for tolerance, which you probably are if you're using 1% resistors, so it kind of just, not good. So I just wanted to point that out for anyone out there that's trying to get cheap components. I try and get cheap components if I can, but I don't just stick them in the drawers and label them until I'm sure of what they are. For example, these are going to go in drawers, but they're going to be labeled 3/4 watt. They're not going to be labeled 1 watt. Same with these. They'll be labeled 1.25 or 1.5 watt, So there's no chance of me going to the drawer in the future and grabbing it out. Although I'm not silly. Like, I could tell as soon as I saw them that they were that small. I've got heaps of 1 watt resistors, and not just that, but going back, see, actually I should have grabbed this tray, sorry. The bloody tray doesn't want to come out the box, so I'm just grabbing a handful of these. I should have grabbed them in preparation for the video, but going back to the 90s and 80s, resistors were bigger, so like some of these resistors are 30, 40 years old. Like I'll just as an example, that's a 1 watt resistor. There's a good possibility that's actually a 1 watt resistor too, just from a very long time ago. Actually that's a bit thick. So that's a 3/4 watt, and that's already a little bit bigger than them. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, because they're not bigger, they're smaller. But the point I'm getting at is, depending on how old the resistors are and the manufacturing technology, yes, they can be bigger or smaller, but these are not, for example, miniature 1/2 watt metal films. These are not miniature 2 watt metal films. These are not 2 watts. That's the point I'm getting at. And these are not 1 watt. So just be careful with that. If you use them or buy them, just make sure you label your drawers or wherever you store them, or the bag that they're in, or whatever, 1.5 watt, 3/4 or 1.25 watt, whatever. I think they are 1.5 watt. Just I don't like to run things too hot, but I know how hot for example, a 1/2 watt resistor and a 1 watt resistor feels like when it's running at the whole 1 watt. You shouldn't do that, because you'll break the resistors down quick. But I'd say they're 1.5 watts. They're 3/4 watts. But just be wary of that. Don't order these components off of AliExpress and stick them in a circuit that had a 1 watt resistor in it, for example, or a 2 watt resistor, and then put one of those in there. Don't be surprised when it comes back open circuit and the resistor's black and all the paint and color bands are burnt off of it and the circuit board's all crispy around it, because that will happen. Alright, like I said, short video, but I just wanted to come on and point that out, because I've been waiting to get, so I've ordered a few different packs of these resistors from slightly different sellers. So I wanted to wait until everything came in and have a look at them all, and I can confidently say that there's 4 different packs here of the metal films, and as you can see, they're all different. I wrote that on the bag, but it did come in the bag like that. These all from different sellers, and well, they're all exactly the same thing. So I can assure you, wherever you go on eBay, AliExpress, Amazon, all that sort of thing, you're going to run into the same sort of thing. So just, yeah, 3/4, 1.5 watt. Just remember that. All right, everyone, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.